Hey y'all, Meteorologist Sydney Goldberg here from the First Alert Desk on this Monday, and it was another cold start. Light freeze for many areas in South Louisiana, but even some places reached hard freeze criteria. So this is where we started. 20s really across the board in South Louisiana. 26 degrees in Baton Rouge, Hammond 27, Gonzales, Houma 23, up Macomb 24 in Bogalusa. So that's that hard freeze criteria once again this morning. But I've got some good news. We're starting to warm up. The sun is back up. Yesterday it was a chilly day, but today it'll feel different. Bright blue sunny skies. Once again, this is our Sky 9 camera facing downtown, so it looks really nice today and it will feel nice. So temperatures have already rebounded back into the 50s. 55 here in Baton Rouge, 54 Gonzales, Houma, 53 in New Orleans, 52 over in Hammond and Slidell. So warming up, and we're gonna get even warmer through the afternoon. But check this out. Here's the difference. 24 hours ago from this time yesterday, we're running about 20 degrees warmer than this time yesterday. Yeah, so yesterday, even though it looked nice, it was still really chilly even into the afternoon. Today, you'll notice the warm up through the afternoon. Already 20 degrees warmer than we were this time yesterday. So we're starting to warm up for the next couple of days. So by the afternoon, I think we'll get into the low 60s. That'll feel nice and cool, not chilly like we were yesterday. So into the evening, we'll drop back into the upper 50s and then back into the 40s overnight, keeping those clear and dry skies. Now you may have noticed also the winds are now shifting out of the south. So we were getting that northerly wind that was making for those brutal wind chills, especially over the weekend. Now the winds are coming out of the south, and that's bringing back the moisture. We had some really dry air in place over the weekend that allowed for those overnight lows and morning lows to really plummet in many places into the teens and low 20s. Now that the moisture is rebounding, so do our overnight lows. So tonight into tomorrow morning, yeah, this is still chilly, but low 40s to upper 40s. Low 40s here in Baton Rouge. I've got our overnight low morning start tomorrow. 43 degrees here in Baton Rouge, 46 closer to the coast. So yeah, chilly, still need a light jacket in the morning, but we're not talking about freezing temperatures anymore, right? So 43 tomorrow, then we even warm up again by Wednesday morning, so midweek into the upper 40s. Well, the warm up's not for long, for right now, because we have another cold front that'll drop temperatures right back down into the 30s. So near freezing again by Thursday morning. We warm up again Friday, staying into the upper 30s. Then we warm right back up. So by the weekend, 40s return, upper 40s by Monday. So yeah, we cool back down, but it's brief. Now with this next cold front that we're tracking, it is going to deliver our next good chance for rain. So, but the good news is with the chance for rain is that it's really going to be overnight. So it really won't be hindering any plans that you may have. Mainly going to be an overnight event in terms of rain chances. So the best rain chances are overnight Tuesday and then continuing into Wednesday, the very early hours of Wednesday though. So we can take a look at that timing. Here's the graph model. This is Tuesday, late morning. So you'll notice cloud cover building in, not the bright blue sunny skies that we have today, and some showers off towards the west. That's ahead of our approaching cold front. So if we advance this by lunchtime, a few more clouds building in, isolated showers into southwestern Mississippi. Those continue to track eastward, so by the afternoon could see some more showers approaching, but mainly still off towards the west. We're just dealing with mixture and sun clouds. So really throughout most of the day on Tuesday, we're just talking about partly cloudy skies and also warmer. The best rain chances arrive by late evening and overnight. So if we advance this, here's 9 o'clock, starting to see a few light showers popping up, and then up towards the north, so southwestern Mississippi into central Louisiana. We could see some downpours in this and maybe a few rumbles of thunder by 9 o'clock. Then that pushes off towards the south and east. Again, more widespread by very early Wednesday. I have this paused at midnight, so heavy rain at times. Could hear a couple of rumble thunders, some thunderstorms embedded in this, but then it moves through very early Wednesday morning. Here's 5 a.m. So really by the time we're getting close to daybreak, most of the rain is starting to exit off towards the east. Behind that, we start to get those clearing skies and northerly winds. That's going to make for the cooler temperatures back into the 30s. So we're talking about how much rain we're going to get. It's manageable. This is the graph model Wednesday through about 1 o'clock, so into the afternoon. Remember, all of it is well off towards the east, really by late morning. So through about 1 o'clock into the afternoon, on average, we're looking at majority of us receiving about ½ an inch. Isolated higher amounts could be closer to an inch, where we saw that band kind of setting up, making its way into southwestern Mississippi and sinking southward. Could see some downpours in there that could produce an inch of rainfall, but it's manageable, right? Just going to make for some puddles overnight and maybe a wet ground to start early into the morning. So with that cold front ahead of it, we warm up. That'll feel really nice on Tuesday. That's a plus sign. Haven't seen that in a while, right? Yes, temperatures warmer than normal for this time of year by Tuesday, getting close to the low 70s, upper 60s. It'll feel really nice into the afternoon. Then the cold front knocks our temperatures back down below normal, so into the 50s Wednesday and Thursday. By Thursday, that's actually running about 11 degrees below normal for this time of year, but it's brief. We can take 2 days of the 50s. We were just into the 40s on Sunday in the afternoon. It's brief though, because look at the rebound by Friday into Saturday back into the upper 60s, and by Sunday we have low 70s, and that's running above normal for this time of year as well. So if you're tired of the cold, the good news is we're going to get warmer. But let's talk about the month of January. Now that we're into February, it felt like January was really cold. Well, it actually was right at normal for the month of January, climatologically speaking. So normal average temperature through the month of January is 52 degrees. This past month, we were at 52.3. So actually running just a smidge above normal for the month of January. So yeah, it was very cold, but it was right around normal for what we saw temperature-wise. But if we look past the next 7 days, if you're not a fan of the cold, and I know Punxsutawney Phil just said that we have 6 more weeks of winter, well, it actually looks like through the extended forecast, so the next 8 to 14 days, this is put out by the Climate Prediction Center, they're highlighting that actually a good chunk of the central and western U.S. is expected to see above normal temperatures. So it actually looks like we're going to do a little bit of a pattern change, going from below normal to now we're talking about above normal temperatures for the next 8 to 14 days, so that put us right after Valentine's Day, February 15th. But off towards the east though, if I kind of move, I'm standing in front of the blue and I'm wearing blue. Here's where the cooler temperatures are going to really hold out, is going to be to the east. So if you're not a fan of the cold, the good news is I think you'll like the upcoming forecast. We just have to get through a couple of days of cool down, and that's because we're tracking our next cold front. So by Monday today, you'll notice the difference in the afternoon. It's going to be into the low 60s, nice and cool and pleasant. By tomorrow, it'll feel warmer as well because we climb close to near 70 degrees. And remember, throughout the day, it'll be a mixture of sun and clouds. The best chance of rain is really going to occur late evening and overnight Tuesday into very early Wednesday. So really before daybreak, all the rain exits off towards the east. That's why we have that 30% in the very early morning hours. Then we cool down. So behind that cold front, we get the colder air sinking back down into the 50s. But again, that's better than the 40s, right? Waking up near freezing by Thursday morning, staying into the 30s by Friday. Then we switch right back over to those warmer temperatures by Friday and into Saturday. And remember what I showed you, that map full of red and above normal temperatures? That's even beyond the next 7 days. So we're starting to see a bit of a warming trend in the days ahead. So if you're tired of the cold, that's some good news there. All right, in less than an hour, Jeff Moore will have more details on what to expect today, and of course the latest on what we're looking at for the cold front, those details, those temperatures, those rain chances, and of course what it looks like beyond that, all for you right here on WAFB on the Noon Show.
Southern Air of Baton Rouge says no, 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 no interest, no money down, no payments for 12 months on HVAC, plumbing, and electrical services. Scan the QR code on your screen to learn more.
I'm Lawyer Locke Meredith. If you're battling an insurance company because of a wreck not your fault and they're not calling you back or being fair, whether you hire us at all, give us a call, 272-5555, or email Locke Meredith, Sean Fagan and Associates. You have nothing to lose.